Hello guys, today we're going to do part 2 of how to find the equation of a straight line. So in our example today, what we have is 3 points, A, B and C, where C in this case is an unknown. And then what we're going to do is, firstly, we're going to find the equation of the straight line using the 2 points A and B. And then once we're done with that, we're going to use the equation to find the value of P. Right. So the formula that we're going to use to find this equation today is given by y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So for now, before I go into further details about this formula, what I want to mention is that m in this case is still our gradient or slope of the line. So firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to find the gradient. Then to find the gradient, what we do is we use the formula m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So before we start substituting any points here, we need to have a mapping in our mind in terms of how are we going to map this out. So we can use B as y2 x2 y2 and A x1 y1, or have A B x2 y2 and B is x1 y1. But in our example, how we're going to map that is we're going to have that A, so this is just a side note by the way, so A, which is this, will refer to x1 y1, and then B in our case will be 9 and 5, and then this will use x2 and then y2, right? Then once we have this, we can then substitute these into our formula. So for y2, we're going to substitute the value of y2, which we're getting from B, and then that's 5. And then for y1, we're going to substitute 1. Next, we're going to take x2, which is 9, minus x1, which is 1, and then that gives us 4 over 8, which equals 1 over 2. So we have that m equals 1 over 2, right? Just call that 1. Okay, now that we have the value of the gradient, we want to use that in our main formula to find the equation. So what we'll do is we'll substitute sub m equals 1 over 2 into our formula y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, right? So that gives us y minus y1 equals 1 over 2, and then x minus x1. Okay, so here's the trick here. So once you get to this point, you can use either one of these two values. So it's either you can either use A or B. But in our case, just for consistency, because we already used A in this case as our x1 and y1, that's the point that we also going to substitute into this equation here. So here we're going to use A1. This is also another side note. So what we'll do is have y, and then for y1, just like we did with the gradient, we substitute 1, right? And then that's 1 over 2, and then we have x. And then for x1, we substitute 1. Okay, once we have that, we can then just work that out to be, multiply this half into the bracket, so it's 1 over 2x minus 1 over 2. We also take in this 1 to the right, so comes plus 1, and then we have lastly 1 over 2x plus half. And then this is our equation of the line. So if you watch the first video, part 1, you'll remember that we had that the equation of a straight line is given by y equals mx plus c. So in this case, what we have is that m is 1 over 2 and c is 1 over 2. And then it gives us this equation here. Okay. Now that we have the equation of the line, we need to find P. So find P in C3P. Okay, so we need to find this value of P. So before I get to that point, or before we find C, this is what we get from this line is, the first thing that you have to know is that if you have lines that lie, or points on the same line, those points are collinear. So A, B, and C are collinear. And then what that means is they share the same slope firstly, and then you can use the equation of a straight line to get any of these 3 points. So in our case, we just want to find C, right? So to find that value of P, what we're going to do is we're going to take our value of our equation of the straight line, y equals 1 over 2 x plus 1 over 2, and then we substitute C. So C, we know that from the coordinates of C, we have P, y equals P, then 1 over 2, then we substitute 3 for x plus 1 over 2, and then that gives us 3 over 2 plus 1 over 2, which is then 4/2 equals 2. Therefore, P is 2. So, our point C is 3, 2. Thank you. So yeah, this is the end of our video. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch my videos, and then if you do find these videos helpful, please leave a comment and hit that subscribe button and like the videos. Thank you very much. Bye.